Does your second gen dash look like this? And possibly like this? Let's fix it. Alright guys, today we're going to work on my 1997 2500 diesel dashboard. If you owned a second gen or you know about second gens, you know these dashes suck. They're so brittle, and to me, someone who welds as a hobbyist and has the skills to, you know, build a better dash, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a metal sheet metal dash because, you know, as a proud owner of a few second gens, it's just not for me for the daily driver. Alright, as you can see, I left the dashboard frame, that old rusted metal, that's all the frame to the original dashboard. I just ripped all the plastic off because the plastic is so brittle, it's just not even worth dealing with, in my opinion. And, you know, the plan's going to be to reuse the original frame with the frame mounting points and build off it just the way I see it in my own head. Alright, so like anything, you have to start somewhere, and I didn't show you guys this, but I made a quick lower bracket for the lower mount of my new sheet metal dash, and that's how it looks. All I did was tack it in. I'm going to tack everything in first, and once everything's tacked in, then I'm going to be able to, you know, start doing some Foley welds and make them look pretty. So, as I said before, I'm going to use the original dash frame, that old rusted metal right there, you know, where it's cleaned off right there. That's all the old dash frame. That's what I'm going to use for the main support. So with these two lower pieces in place right here, I'm going to start building my square that's going to come up, shoot across, and make that whole section over here. So this is the passenger side. That's what I'm going to start with because it's going to be the easiest, because essentially it's just going to be a rectangle that comes up, has some boxes for the vents, might make a little storage box right here, undecided so far, and then goes all the way to the center control area. And the center control area is going to look like that. It's going to be AC controls with the warning lights, and then it's going to be a double DIN dash, and then a little USB controller with some charging ports. Alright, sorry about not showing you how I did that. I just don't really feel a need to show you guys cutting equal length pieces of 1x1 angle, and similarly cutting equal length vertical pieces to link everything together. Here's how it looks. Everything is tacked in. That center section is going to be where that double DIN goes with that little USB charging section. This section is going to be empty besides the vent ports. This section is going to have a pocket, and that's going to have a vent port that's going to have a bit of a cutoff on the top, but I want to match that frame line on the other side back there, so that's just the way it has to look. You know, that sheet metal is going to look nice and pretty over there in the corner once I get to it. So, you know, it kind of just is what it is. It just has to look like that. I must have been absolutely hammered when I made this, since I got to cut 4.5 inches off the end. I must have doubled my depth measurement for some reason. Don't know why, don't know how, but I did. So that's a waste of steel, but we're going to cut that in the morning when it's a nice fresh day, and we'll finish up this nice little glove compartment, and we'll keep moving on. Alright guys, I hate holding the camera like this because it gets all steady and shaky. I'm going to try and, you know, get a fixed position here in a little bit, but I just want to show you how I made these little vent adapters, since, you know, my extended frame is about 4 inches past where those vents go to. I just used some 2x2, shoved it in there with a little piece of foam, put a little tape, a little zip tie. You know, there's not like it's blowing high air pressure. It's just going to be just enough to get that through the vents right there. So that's how those two look. Same thing on that side. You know, next thing's going to be is to install this little glove box, glove compartment. This is how it turned out after I got done lopping off a good section of it. So that's gonna rest right in place right there and get welded to the frame. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in, and then I'm gonna get started on building that flat sheet of steel on the outside, and trying to work around what cutouts I need for the double DIN, the control panel, and the AC controls. Alright gents, let's talk sheet metal real quick. So I know this looks big and bulky as of right now because there's no cutouts and there's no texture and there's no, you know, layers built into this yet. But here I got the first main piece of the sheet panel. It's just thrown in place with one Tex screw. That's how it's going to get mounted to allow it to be removed in case I ever need to. You want to know what I hate? Is people who do work on YouTube and then don't show you doing the work and then they just jump ahead. I hate that. And I'm sorry for doing it. I really am, all jokes aside. you know, I got carried away. It's tough to record all this stuff inside the cab, but here's the next step. We got the faceplate all cleaned up. We got all the holes cut out. I did mount the double din dash as well as that USB little, you know, control panel, I guess. I haven't ran any screws to the USB control panel or the, you know, air conditioning system control panel yet. I'm about to do that soon. I'm just taking a break, staring at it, make sure I like it. That's how the glove box works out. Those little vents are going to get covered by expanded steel. The back of the double din has those brackets on it, and those brackets are welded to the faceplate of the steel, so it's nice and secure. All the wires are up there. I don't want to install the wiring yet because I get my rear view camera tomorrow, so I don't, you know, might as well just do it all at once. The next part, after I get this whole passenger side faceplate nice and buttoned up and finished, is going to be building that driver faceplate, and I'm going to reuse that plastic shroud for the gauge cluster. I've decided, and I'm going to put a steel backing around it, and you're not going to be able to see that top part of the plastic, and it's going to go and kind of mimic the passenger side over there on that little small driver's side panel over there with the headlight switch. All right, let's talk driver's side sheet metal work. So here's the faceplate. As you can see, it's a nice little L right there. We got the headlight switch right there, and we got another air conditioning grate. We got 3 bolts holding in, so it's removable as well. And if I can say anything, I'm going to say that this is a very metal and very masculine interior. It is, you know, it is the way it is. You know, I've said it before, I own a rat rod. I enjoy, you know, building rat rods. If you can see up there, rat rods only. I enjoy building, you know, cool ratty hotty things. So, you know, if those expanded metal grates aren't for you, you know, so be it. They make universal air conditioning vents that you could have thrown in there and make it look a little prettier. You could add more texture to the dash instead of having it all flat, but you know, it's all in the eye of the creator, which is me, and I think this looks super metal. And when the interior is finished, there's nice leather uprights and a leather top on that, it's gonna look real pretty. All right, here I am again, jumping around. I hate when I do it, but it's just, this project's gonna be a lot of jumping to the next step. I went ahead and did the side panels this morning. They're welded to the frame right here, so they're going to be an extension of the subframe. They're not going to be part of this faceplate. It's also bolted into the subframer as well, just because the middle, I didn't want to throw a weld right there. Next step is going to be building a little 6-inch rectangle sit on the very top of the dash. It's going to be the flat part, and then starting to build those angle sections that angle towards the windshield to give it a nice continuous look. All right, nice rainy day. Let's talk through where we're at and some steps we took and a little shortcut I am taking for this project. Okay, instead of making a steel top, I actually am gonna go with a foam. It's a poly and foam mix. It's actually asphalt backing that people use on roofing, but you know, it's heat, weather resistant, and it's never gonna break, and it's gonna be sturdy enough for what I need it for. It's not like this is a structural part anyways, and this is gonna save me a lot of time and effort, and I think actually look cleaner. All right, here's the underside of the top dash plate. As you can see, I did a nice little tape edge. You know, don't judge if I'm using duct tape, just trust the process. We're about to start upholstering that. We're using a nice simple leather. This might get changed out in the future. It's just a little faux leather, vinyl, polyester, whatever the hell it is. But just for now, I want to put something over it so I can make sure this process is gonna work. And then when I start doing the rest of the upholstery, I can kind of pick out what design I want to go with. But that's besides the point, that's another video. With that being said, we're gonna get ready and go upholster this thing. I'm going to do a nice, easy, just flat coat on the top of glue, wrap everything over, use a stapler, pull the fabric enough to staple into the board right here so it's a nice and tight edge right here, as well as, you know, the glue. So, you know, like I said, trust the process. Let's get into it. Alright, as you can see, we got some small stretch marks in the fabric just from where it was being held, so I'm probably gonna hit that with a heat gun for a little bit, see if I can flatten them out as much as I can, but all this like bumps up here, like this is duct tape where I was trying to repair it a little bit. I'm not too worried about it since it's already at the front of the windshield and you really are never gonna be able to see it, so that's how it turned out though, nice and pretty. We're going to try and get the small things out, get it installed, and I'll check back in. Alright guys, here's the finished dash. A little sneak peek at the upholstery video coming out next. It is, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. As you can tell, I've gotten a lot of work put into this so far. I ended up not going with the bottom section. I think that open view actually adds a lot of depth and texture to the bottom of it. Plus, easier to get to all the wires, and the rust actually kind of matches with the alligator inserts and the, you know, peanut butter and suede headliner and stuff. So that's the progress on the dash, guys. That's gonna be where I end this one at. Stay tuned for next time. We're going to finish up this upholstery. Well, I guess you guys haven't even seen this upholstery yet, so stay tuned. You guys can watch the upholstery video in action, and then, you know, we're almost done with the interior of this Dodge. I think it's going to look super unique, super custom, and super my style. So that's it for this one, guys. Until next time.